bringing Chris Jericho back now takes away from a perfect Royal Rumble surprise.
If Cody's the champ and Jericho comes in, well, now you have this AEW connection where WWE doesn't need to acknowledge AEW at all, but
The fans know.
the fans know, and seldom do wrestling fans get to see two ex AEW guys, like top guys, talking about it. Like, I don't know, I just feel like having Jericho and Cody be able to have that kind of moment would be cool. But I can also see TKO being like, "Oh, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't say anything about it." And if we're going with Gunther being a legend killer, well, what better way than to have that done than cross AJ Styles and Jericho off that list in 1 year? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to How's This Fake? It's me, TJ, joined by Miggy, the reigning and defending How's This Fake champion. Put put Emma through quite literally hell. It was like hell in a cell.
Yeah. I
You
felt kind of
just
guilty after.
no, she did too. She felt like she should have been better. But I
Yeah.
said no, it was still fun. It was still fun.
It was fun.
But congrats, and I'm coming for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Not for you, but for you. Yeah. There's a lot of cool wrestling stuff that happened over the last couple days. Well, not happened, but well, yeah, you got Tanahashi, Cardona on SmackDown. But what I want to focus on today, if we can, is the possibility that tomorrow we see Chris Jericho on Monday Night Raw.
Ref-
It's a big if, but
well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Adam Pierce did just post a video on Twitter right now talking about breaking the walls down. So I don't know if that was supposed to be a little hint, but like would you rather him be so SmackDown, right?
Yes.
SmackDown this week was really, really good. 3 hours had a lot of good surprises. You had the return of Randy Orton, you had Trick Williams coming out, you had Jordan Grace being on there, and then you had always ready Matt Cardona showing up. But and I'm assuming that if they put that many surprises into SmackDown, that there's going to be some surprises on Raw too. Maybe a couple of call ups from NXT. Um, but with that, I don't know if bringing Chris Jericho back now takes away from a perfect Royal Rumble surprise.
That's true.
And the Royal Rumbles have been lacking in surprises.
That's not even like something they attempt to do, except in the
No.
women's match. But that's honestly because for the first couple of years they needed they needed more women, so they had to
Yeah.
bring a lot of them back.
Um, so it's like if if that is the case, I would be excited. I just don't know what there is for Jericho to do.
Well, I don't think he might be in a title match, like if CM Punk's holding it or if Cody's holding it, just because if Cody's the champ and Jericho comes in, well, now you have this AEW connection where WWE doesn't need to acknowledge AEW at all, but
The fans know.
the fans know, and seldom do wrestling fans get to see two ex AEW guys, like top guys, talking about it. Like the way, um, oh, that's actually not a good comparison because MJF was never in, hasn't been in WWE. But I remember a couple episodes ago I mentioned the Thanksgiving promo battle between CM Punk and MJF, and it they were taking all kinds of shots at WWE, and I don't know. I just feel like having Jericho and Cody be able to have that kind of moment would be cool. But I can also see TKO being like, "Oh, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't say anything about it." I think he would just have to keep doing what he was doing in AEW, which is working with new people and getting new people over. And if we're going with Gunther being a legend killer, well, what better way than to have that done than cross AJ Styles and Jericho off that list in 1 year?
I'm looking at the WWE roster right now, and my problem with that is not it's not a bad idea. But looking at that list of people that we've talked about, Gunther retiring, right? Looking at the Randy Orton, looking at AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho can't keep up with Gunther.
Well, neither could John Cena.
But there's a big, as great as Chris Jericho is, there's a huge difference between Jericho and John Cena.
I would much rather I look, if Jericho were to come back, I would much rather see him uh cutting a promo or doing vignettes or like not necessarily being in the ring every week. I don't need to watch and I won't watch Chris Jericho wrestle on Raw or SmackDown, on a week to week basis.
Yeah,
But if you tell me that, he's going to come back on Raw, cut a promo, or like you said, come back to the Royal Rumble as a surprise, and then maybe he's in the elimination chamber and he doesn't actually have to do that much. Like he could be in the third pod and then,
yeah,
is laying on the side most time. But and then his next match is WrestleMania. I think something like that could be doable. If they book him in the same way that they do or did like Undertaker when towards the end where he was hardly ever in matches, he only popped up when he needed to be, or like John Cena, he had a lot of great matches this year, but so many of his dates were just appearances. He wasn't necessarily in the ring.
good point.
Would you want to see him run it back with AJ Styles?
Um,
Hey, we're both on our way out. This is both our last year. We had a mid match at WrestleMania 32. Let's try to do it again.
I feel like that makes sense. Um, I do feel like that makes sense. Really, though, looking at the roster right now, the only person that I would like to see Jericho up against just for the entertainment factor, but again, you have SmackDown and Raw, Joe Hendry.
I knew you were going to say that. You could
That
do it though.
Yeah.
I
I
I,
mean,
I think it'd be good.
maybe, I honestly think that maybe him and Pat McAfee would be very interesting.
Jericho and McAfee.
Yeah,
That would be good.
but other than that, I don't know, man. I don't really see anybody that I care to see Chris Jericho go up against.
Okay.
And it also bothers me too. As much as I like Chris Jericho's WWE theme song, Break the Walls Down. Judas is so good.
I bet they bring back Judas.
I don't.
I don't think Jericho does this if he doesn't get Fozzy played on Netflix. Jericho has always been a renaissance man of sorts where he's got his fingers in so many different pies. He's got the cruise that he's still doing. He's got his podcast. He uh wrestles, obviously. He's got Fozzy. I think he's and also I don't if WWE brings him back, they have to bring him back not like in an AEW, like he doesn't have to look like Jericho of AEW, but they can't bring him out in the light up jacket. That would be ridiculous.
I I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh God, that would be so bad.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out as the learning tree. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited about it.
So let's say, what would you do? Okay, do you even think he will come back to WWE?
Yes.
Okay, this year.
I think he's in the Hall of Fame this year, and that's why he's going to come back.
So would you rather see him return just to accept a Hall of Fame induction, or do you need a last match from Chris Jericho?
If I would rather see him. I've always had an issue with, Rey Mysterio is a perfect example, right? Edge is a one-off, but somebody like Rey Mysterio is the perfect example who they're inducted into the Hall of Fame while they're still an active wrestler. Coming back for one-off matches, oh, is a Hall of Famer, things like that, that's different. But being a full-time active member on the roster, being in the Hall of Fame, um I don't like that. I don't know why I don't. It just has always bothered me.
Because it doesn't make
And
sense. You don't have, baseball and football players get inducted in the Hall of Fame in the middle of the season.
yeah, it's not like, Michael Jordan is gonna come back
Right.
and uh play another season. So if it is the case, I would like to see WrestleMania be the end of it.
Okay. So you said the only person you would care to see him against right now is Joe Hendry.
That's it.
Is that a WrestleMania worthy match?
No.
Do you think they could build it? I mean, you have two really colorful personalities, two really good talkers. I mean, Jericho has got to be in the top 10 talkers of all time.
I think if they're gonna have Gunther retire Chris Jericho, then that's the match at WrestleMania.
That bums me out a little bit because if you're right, and you could very well be right, Jericho would have to be a babyface.
Jericho comes back as a babyface.
You dig?
Yeah, Jericho
I
comes
don't
back as a
dig.
babyface.
I want Jericho back as a heel.
Um, yeah, I don't see him be the problem is because they're gonna cheer him.
And how do you flip Gunther and Jericho? How do you do a double turn?
It's hard in situations like this for, somebody to come back and make a return and then be a heel.
That's true.
I
I don't think
mean,
it's ever been done.
no, I mean, other than, if Alberto Del Rio were to come back, they're booing him out of the building. He's a heel. But even like somebody who like Rusev right now, Rusev's a heel. But at the same time, he's a babyface.
Man.
I don't think there's a way I don't think there's a way to do it.
Okay, so I just had an idea pop
I
into
can't
my.
even think of a situation where somebody made a giant return like that and they were a heel right off the bat.
Well, they
But
didn't. WWE tried to. Who was it? They came back and it was their first. It was Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch came back. Right after SummerSlam. I think it was after SummerSlam when she was like the surprise entrant. After Carmel, was it Carmella got injured on the entrance ramp or something?
yeah, I think so.
Becky came back and like won or something, and then the next night on Raw or whatever cuts the promo, and she was trying to get heat, and everyone was so confused because it was like we don't want to hate you. Fuck, I wish I could be more specific about what I was remembering
But what was your
half from my brain.
you had an idea.
So you brought up Rusev, and I think there's a possibility here, especially with you bringing up Jericho, maybe not being as fast in the ring, a little bit slower. I brought up hiding him in the elimination chamber to where he can kind of just stand there for a lot of the match.
Yeah.
What do you think? It'd be a stretch, but what if you get a little? What if you get a little invasion angle? Just a year long little something. Doesn't have to be big, but most of Jericho's AEW tenure, he was in a group that he was the head of,
Yeah.
and some of it worked, a lot of it didn't work, a lot of it was just eh. But I think WWE with that writing team and all that kind of stuff, they could put guys like Rusev and Jericho and insert another old AEW guy in here and have them take on, I don't know, whoever.
I like the idea of, well,
He would be a heel though in that situation. They would all be heels.
I like the idea of putting in Rusev, Jericho, if we're gonna do something like that. Lexus King, bring him up for it. Ethan Page would be phenomenal in there.
Oh, Ricky
Ethan Page is
Saints.
another one though. I think Ethan Page and Chris Jericho would put on something very well done. Um, and I don't know who else. I mean, it's not gonna be CM Punk. It wouldn't be Cody. Um, it wouldn't be the Lucha Brothers. Sean Spears would be good, and they already have that history. Um, yeah, I would like to see Jericho do something like that with a bunch of NXT guys. Like, do the learning, if he's gonna do the learning tree angle, do it right, not
Well,
with, Big Bill and Brian Keith.
I got Jericho, Ethan Page, and Lexus King. Honestly, bro, I don't even think you need more than that
No.
because the point you're trying to make would already be made. And Jericho could be their manager of sorts. Call them up, have them rejuvenate the tag division. Can you imagine if Jericho was a manager for a tag team of NXT slash released AEW talent?
That'd be good.
It would rejuvenate what, man, the WWE tag team division. Besides the Usos and the New Days and Motor City Machine Guns, that's like 50 years collective at least of experience just in those three teams, which is fine, but I can't name any others right now. Of the Wide Six, but there's six of them.
Um, I mean, you have the Bloodline guys. You got the War Raiders too. I mean, they're
Oh, that's true. And I actually did see a post on WWE's Instagram that they had like the most tag team wins this year, which is
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, but they've been around for 15 something years too, the War Raiders. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Well, I don't know if that's gonna break my heart if I get into what I think I'm gonna want to say about that, but
Do you want to say it?
looks like Tommaso Ciampa is not re-signing with WWE. Means I'll never get that DIY shirt that I wanted.
Why don't you explain to the friends of the podcast and retell me all about the DIY shirt that you want?
Um, I just the original DIY shirt, the blue and white one. It's hard to find, and I want it. And sorry, when they went back down to NXT, they brought it back, but they never like brought it back on WWE Shop. I could always make it now that I have the t-shirt press.
They got the t-shirt press.
Um, I don't know if that's illegal, but maybe I'll just do it.
I think it's only illegal if you sell it to somebody.
Oh, it's a good point. But yeah, I and where else does Tommaso Ciampa go other than AEW, right? And I just don't want to see Tommaso Ciampa without Johnny Gargano or vice versa. I
And
don't.
what are the odds that he's just not going to wrestle anymore?
Zero.
You think he's going to keep going?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been at it for a while. You don't think, if Triple H said, "Hey, Tommaso, you want to maybe transition into producing for NXT or something?"
Nope.
Damn.
That guy dies in the ring.
Like the Ram Jam.
Yep.
Such a good movie.
It is a great movie. But then
So he goes to AEW. You think he just gets stuck in the rotation, or do you think he's a mainstay
I think he's a mainstay for a little bit.
till he's out of it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's transition over to something that happened last night. If you just want to touch on it briefly. But Hiroshi Tanahashi,
Yeah,
last match.
I just made a TikTok about asking the fans what their favorite Tanahashi moment is.
Do you have one?
Because seeing him live in Vegas for Double or Nothing 24,
Okay.
having him walk past me and saying hi to everybody and then understanding that hi was maybe the only word he understood. But seemed like a really nice guy. And yeah, I mean, a really good wrestler. You know, I listen, as far as New Japan comes around, I didn't really get into it until the Bullet Club started becoming a thing. And I've always been a Bullet Club guy. That's always been my favorite part of New Japan, even the Bullet Club War Dogs right now. So I never was much of a, you know, like Tanahashi put on good matches, but didn't really care much about the character, didn't care much about him.
Hmm.
But I mean, he is a legend in Japanese wrestling, and I could see him even getting a WWE Hall of Fame induction one of these days, just for how
The legacy wing.
yeah, for how connected the guy is alone. And there was a lot of cool, homages that he paid the Shinsuke Nakamura, um, and other wrestlers that he's wrestled against, which was cool in that match. I definitely think having Okada win was the right call.
Of course.
But overall, I mean, it was a pretty, the Wrestle Kingdom was pretty good. And we're getting the G1 climax in the States next year too, which would be cool, or this year.
Dude, you know what? I was talking to Morgan on the way home from the show last night, and I said, "Man, I wonder if like one of these New Japan or AEW if they're gonna swoop up on the lack of WrestleMania next year and kind of be like assume control and say, "Hey, WrestleCon and indie shows, this is the city you need to come to for that one weekend in spring when WrestleMania would normally be around." So maybe Houses Fake goes to a New Japan show or something like that.
I would love that. But I also would love for everything to be based around Double or Nothing.
Okay.
But I also
I
think Double or Nothing goes back to Vegas next year. I think maybe we'll get Double or Nothing again this year,
the
but I
three
think it goes
P.
back to Vegas next year.
That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
I did have a when I was talking to Morgan about it, I did say, well, what if AEW brought back All In and they did it in like Texas again?
Oh, then we go to Texas.
Would we road trip to Texas?
I would go to Texas.
Would you do Texas above Double or Nothing if it was for All In?
It depends on where Double or Nothing is.
Hmm. Well, yeah, because Vegas would be way more fun than Texas.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I had a lot of fun when I went to Texas, but it depends on where in Texas.
Where'd you go in Texas?
San Antonio.
Heard good things about San Antonio. They
Yeah, there
got that
was a lot
nice
of
little river walk thing.
yeah, that was fun. I did a lot of exploring by myself. It was really like it was really a solo trip, which was cool. Um, so I mean, my dad was there, but like he wasn't with me doing any of the stuff. It just kind of like he was working, and I bummed the extra hotel room so I could go and do all the Texas stuff.
What a great thing to do as a man. Just
Yeah,
explore by yourself.
it was pretty cool, man. I got to go to the Alamo. I got to go experience some real Texas barbecue. Got to go to a lot of museums.
Hell yeah. What did they do with the Alamo? What is the Alamo?
The Alamo was the battle for Texas, in which the United States was trying to get Texas or keep Texas, and the Mexican army, Santa Anna, was trying to take over the land of Texas. And then there were 300 men, including Davy Crockett, who were like, "Listen, we're gonna sit here and defend America, defend Texas," and they got whooped. All of them um, completely obliterated. And then General Sam Houston the next week brought in reinforcements and took out the Mexican army, and then they got to keep Texas as a United States state.
Interesting. So is that how
Yes.
Davy Crockett died?
That is how Davy Crockett died.
Damn. Was he in the full like raccoon hat and shit? Like when they
Um,
died? They got
no, so
evidence?
he was actually so it was crazy. He was actually a congressman when he even went down there and fought. And he what's it called? They said that he was one of the very last people to live and went down pretty much fighting.
It's badass, dude. I had no idea. I mean, I know what the Alamo looks like, and I know it's in Texas, and it's got a lot to do with Texas, but
Uh,
they don't teach Texas
the
shit out here.
the Alamo is probably my favorite part of American history. It's so cool. I grew up watching the Davy Crockett movies with my grandfather. The Alamo itself, dude, if you get a chance to watch the movie The Alamo with Billy Bob Thornton and Dennis Quaid, the best American history movie ever made.
Wow.
And I will, yeah, best
Not a
movie
Ken
about
Burns
American.
fan, huh?
I'm telling you, dude, it is such a phenomenal film.
Okay. I'll check it out. The Alamo is your favorite part of American history?
Uh-huh.
Really?
I think it's just such a cool freaking, go out swinging story
Dude, what are your other let's get a little top five list going on. That's number one.
of American history.
Sure.
Well, I like the Battle of Little Bighorn with General Custer.
Okay.
I am a big fan of the Boston Tea Party.
Wow. Okay.
I also enjoyed the space race.
I had good seats for the space race.
And then I think that the story of Sacagawea is absolutely insane too.
Dude, was it her or Pocahontas that just had a shit life?
Both of them.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Yeah. I'm a big history guy. I like history.
Oh, we need to do a history podcast.
Yeah. I am a big fan of like European history too.
Mhm.
The ideology behind Greek mythology is probably my favorite thing in general, but
You ever been to Rome?
I have been to Rome.
What's it like?
It's not what you'd expect. Like for
More
example, the Roman Colosseum is just in the middle of you have office buildings surrounding the Roman Colosseum and things like that. It's not like it's just like a middle of nowhere. Like it's like,
No,
you have
right. That's one of the
tourist
things I
things and
love about it like nowadays is they still find new stuff and it's like Rome really is the eternal city.
yeah. But that part was crazy to me. I was expecting it to be like, nothing being around it and you just like go up to it. It's like, no, there's like a
Like
Starbucks.
Stonehenge.
There's a Starbucks like right next door to it and things like that. But that was like all of Europe. Like even like the Eiffel Tower, wasn't expecting much. And there was like a crepe stand on the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. There's a restaurant inside the Eiffel Tower. The Louvre has a McDonald's.
We
But
ruin
then
everything.
yeah, in Rome, yeah, Rome was, the Parthenon was cool. The Parthenon, I almost actually got beat up in front of the Parthenon. Because I accidentally knocked over a guy's like stand and he was not happy.
Just screaming at you in Italian.
Yeah, well, English is crazy. They all speak English there.
Yeah, because they're used to so many Americans coming over and
Yeah.
knocking over their shit.
The Trevi Fountain was cool in Rome. Rome is cool. I like the fact that you could literally just have a water bottle and drink out of anything because
Yeah,
all of the water that goes through there is natural, which is cool.
that's great. We need to do a history episode one time.
Yeah,
Also, I know you don't game very much, but I have
I don't game. I just got game. Ooh.
it's way better to have game than to play game. Um, there's this game I play called Crusader Kings 3, and it's like a grand strategy game, so it's not like a shoot 'em up or anything. but it takes the top half of Africa, all of Asia up to like China and Vietnam and like East Asia and Southeast Asia, and then all of Europe, including Iceland and Norway and all that stuff. And you can choose the start date of January 1st, 867, or I think
Ooh.
it's like 1110 is the year that you can choose starting. But what you do is you get to pick a ruler. So it like goes off of feudalism and like all the kings and all that stuff.
Like standard 12-inch or
What?
standard 12-inch ruler or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you get a yardstick if you have an empire. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? But it's fucking sick, dude. They have like who's the Bruce guy?
Um,
Then like General Hasting,
okay.
the different kings and rule. Anyways, it's fucking sick, and you get to like go to war. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna. Anyways,
Age of Empires. You ever play that? I used to play that game.
is that on the phone?
It used to be a computer game. I'm sure it's on the phone now.
I've heard of it. I've heard the name.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe I have. Hmm.
it's good.
All right. We got anything wrestling related to knock out in 3 minutes?
Um, no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we'll have much until Raw tomorrow, man. I mean, I'm glad Mike Cardona's back.
Always ready.
Um, Curious to see what that does to all of his independent championships that he has.
Yeah, and if he's still gonna
Um,
sign at WrestleCon.
I think he dropped the Juggalo World Championship already. Oh, Arizona peeps, friend of the podcast, Jake Redondo,
That's
at
right.
uh Mike G's Cholo Fight Night this Friday night.
It's gonna be a good one.
It'll be
IZW.
good. He's fighting Gino Rivera.
Don't know much about Gino.
Oh, Gino's entertaining, dude.
All right. Well, I hope it's a good match. I hope we get to make some new friends of the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, uh, wipe. Um, I think that's about it. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say real quick.
How would you feel about having some Arizona talent on the podcast at some
I
point?
would love to, dude. I would
All
love
right.
to. We got to take
We
over the Southwest.
I have some ideas. I'm waiting to see how it plays out, and then I'll let you
Oh,
know if it works out. I sent a message or two on Facebook.
oh, okay. Well, I'm interested. I'll have to
All
keep
right,
you
buddy.
posted. All right, everyone, do everything that I just told you to do and have a great day. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Jericho shows up tomorrow. And then you can get our reactions to Raw and all that stuff.
Yup.
So, all right, later, everyone.
Later.